God is not mad at you. God is not mad at you. He's not in a bad mood. He's not upset. He's not worried about what you did last night. He's not thinking about it. Just like when you hear about something or you hear about someone and, you know, you're like, wow, that person must be, you know, whatever you hear, and then you meet them and they're totally different, or something was totally spun into a perspective and you're like, oh, I see why they could have thought that, but that's not true. Well, God is the creator of the universe, and most people just explain what they've heard about him, and we're wired to wonder about him and these preconceived notions, specifically the term grace. You hear in good graces, or oh, that person fell from grace. Well, here's the truth. Grace, defined, is undeserved, unmerited favor from God. That means nothing you can do can earn it, and likewise, nothing that you do can screw it up and make it not available. It's undeserved and unmerited. It's the whole point. So basically, everything we hear is the opposite. We all have this thought of God as like the old man at the end of the school hallway that's like, shame on you, you know? And that's the exact opposite. But it's not common that we dig in and try to understand why we're wired the way we are and who created us, and the instruction manual, the Bible. We hear, you know, it's mythology, it's fable, it's, you know, even me, I began a relationship with God and didn't learn for myself. I took what I heard, and that really screwed me up. And I'm here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about what you're searching for, you know, whether it's through drugs or eating or alcohol, or you want to feel better, you want peace, and you just want, you know, it's too much sex, if it's pornography, if it's whatever. I mean, I've been addicted, I've been enslaved, I've been dead, literally, and alive. And I, even knowing God very well, was still caught up on this, oh, I can't be this, or I can't talk about this because I'm not ready yet. But, you know, if we're waiting for good enough, then we'll never do anything. The fact of the matter is, our experience is vital to each other's existence, and understanding the truth, which has become more of a theme these days. You know, you have fake news and fake, but it's true. I mean, you start to see these conspiracy theories. Turns out, oh my God, tons of them are factual. And so the way we have these preconceived notions it's dangerous. So I've decided that I'm gonna share what I've learned, the struggles I've had, and there's been a lot of them. The ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, the highs, the lows, the high, the sober, the depressed, the elated. I finally realized that it's a gift. You know, I talked about being vulnerable. I talk about, you know, oh, I'm so open, I'm so ready to expose the truth. But the truth is, I've procrastinated and pushed off of doing it because I don't feel ready. But that's the point. It's what we know, and being teachable, and also sharing, because that is the most powerful thing we can do with our experience. It's all for naught unless we use it. And, you know, we can get into that as time goes on. But the fact is, grace is the opposite of everything that you think. And it's a constant daily practice to truly receive it, because we believe we're undeserving, and we are, but we have it. We just need to ask. And we just need to build this relationship with God, and it starts by getting to know someone. You know, you can't have a relationship without talking to somebody, learning about them, and it's the same for God. And, you know, no one's ineligible. Everybody's worthy, you know. I don't care what you did last night. God doesn't care what you did last night. God doesn't care what you're doing right now. If you're doing a line of blow right now, and this video comes on, you're good. I mean, you're fine. It's what you'll think about it. That's the dangerous part. The guilt and the shame and the condemnation, these thoughts we get, those aren't God. You know, God wants us to do better. God wants us to be better, but he's not punishing us for it. And that seems to be what we all believe. And the battle's in the mind. And so it's time for me to break down what I've learned and share with you, and this will be very interactive. And, you know, shout out to the people who got me to finally turn this thing on and get rolling. Hopefully the edits get smoother and the flow starts to roll, and I learn how to use this light. And as you can see in the background, this is my beautiful estate in White Lake, aka Lake of the Whites. And this is all very, you know, new for me. I've been isolated and antisocial for a long time. I think people who know me, like we said, have heard a lot about what's going on with me. But that's a small group of people. This is obviously meant to reach more people, not just people. But it will most likely start with people I know. And you will come to find out the truth about grace, because I've been studying it, I've been living it, I've been screwing it up royally. You know, I have serious addiction issues, serious anxiety, panic attack issues, relationship issues, childhood trauma, which I didn't think so. I thought it meant you were, something had to happen to you a certain way. But no, it turns out most of us experience childhood trauma. Could have been one conversation that you had with a parent. So this is going to be a beautiful journey on grace and being okay with being okay and being good enough where you are right now, because we can't get better if we just keep waiting until we're better. We have to dig in, we have to talk. And so, you know, whatever you heard on TV, you know, whatever the news said, whatever the social media feed says, most likely, unless you're watching very specific teachings on grace, most likely we have a misunderstanding. And this is going to be the path and the journey to really breaking it down. And it's constant. It's constant. It never stops. We wake up after saying all of this, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm a total piece of shit. I can't believe I did that again. I thought I was done with that. I can't believe I looked at that. I can't believe I put that in my mouth. You know, it's you know, we all have it. We all screw up. And people who get on a podium or on a mic or on here, and honestly, half the reason I have so much trouble getting on here is because when I'm scrolling, I'm like, I can't believe 1 million people watched this. This is so stupid. But this is how we communicate. And so I'm gonna practice my editing skills. I'm pretty good at talking, but I've never really spoken to the camera like this. The bugs are biting me. That's why the camera keeps shaking. So welcome to Uncut Grace. I have so much more to say, and I'm going to try and piece it out and make it editable.